Good morning, children. This is lecture 1 of the chapter Structure of Atom. Let us start the chapter with the definition of elements. What are elements? An element is a substance made up of one kind of atom. An element can be broken down by physical or chemical means. As on date, 118 elements are known in the world. Most of these elements are found to be naturally occurring and some are man-made. Elements are found to exist in 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. An element is represented by a symbol. Now see the first point. An element is a substance made up of one kind of atom. Now you are having an idea about atom and molecule. Then also in the next slide I will explain to you about atom and molecule. Now some example of elements are given here with the symbol. See, hydrogen is the element, the symbol is H. Oxygen is represented by O. Calcium, the symbol is Ca. Zinc, the symbol is Zn. Uranium, the symbol is U. Okay. Atoms and molecules. Atom. An atom is the basic unit of matter. It is the smallest particle of an element which may or may not exist on its own. It possesses all the properties of the element and cannot be subdivided into smaller parts without disturbing the properties of the element. Okay? And molecule, atoms of the same element or different elements combine to form a molecule. A molecule is the smallest particle of a substance, which is also known as compound. Now just let me explain to you about the atoms and molecules. See here, suppose I am having an element. Suppose the name of the element is X. Now I want to divide it into two parts. I am dividing it into two parts, two smaller parts. I am getting two smaller parts which is having all the properties of the element X, because I have just divided it into two parts. Now take only one part and again you subdivide it into two parts. You are getting two smaller parts. And this element is also having the properties of X, because X is divided into two parts and I am getting this one. Now I am dividing it into two parts, I am getting this one. So this element is having all the properties of this one, and that means it's having all the properties of X. Now I am dividing this part into again two smaller parts. Now if you check, you will find that this part and this part both are having the same property as that of element X. Again I am taking this part and I am dividing it into two smaller parts. Suppose I am getting this part. And now you are getting two very smaller parts, but still you are getting all the properties of the element X in these two smaller parts. Okay. Now you want to divide it again into two smaller parts. But if you divide it into two smaller parts, you may not get the particles with having the same properties of that of the element X. Okay, so if on the other hand, if you are dividing this particle, you may get 3 different particles which are possessing not the same property of that element X. Rather, you are getting 3 charge particles. These 3 are the charge particle. Okay. Which is having no property same as that of X. That means this is the smallest part where you are getting all the properties of the element, and if you are dividing this smallest part, smaller part, you are getting 3 charge particles. So this smaller part, rather you can say the smallest part, which possesses all the properties of the element X, is known as atom. When you are dividing atom, you are getting 3 fundamental particles. You are getting 3 fundamental particles. These are also known as fundamental particles, and they are the charge particles. Okay, so this smallest part is known as atom, which possesses all the properties of the element X, and it may or may not exist independently. Okay, now this one, this one, I'm getting atom from this part. When I'm breaking this one, I'm getting 2 atoms. Now you can understand that this part of the element is now made up of 2 atoms. It can be 3 atoms also, it can be 4 atoms also. Okay, this part is also possessing all the properties of the element X, and this can exist independently. This is known as molecule. So you can understand that molecules are made up of atom, 2 or more atoms. When 2 atoms combine to give one molecule, then it is known as diatomic molecule. When 3 atoms combine to give a molecule, it is known as triatomic molecule. Similarly, if 4 atoms combine to form a molecule, it is known as tetraatomic molecule. So these 3 are the charge particle or fundamental particles. What are these charge particles? Everything that I'll explain afterwards in the following slides. Now next slide will be recapitulation of symbols of various elements. You all know about it, then also just it's a recapitulation. Symbol of some elements. Scientists around the world use a common set of symbols to represent all the elements, different elements. In some cases, the symbols of the elements is the first letter. It is the first letter of the name of the element. Okay, it is written in capital. All over the world, the people have accepted this symbol. Hydrogen is known with H, capital H. Fluorine with capital F. Iodine with capital I. Boron with capital B. Sulfur with capital S. And oxygen with capital O. These all are elements. Okay. Several elements begin with the same letter, for example, scandium and silicon. To identify any of these as a separate element, its symbol has the first letter of the name followed by the second letter from within the name. So, the scandium is having the symbol SC. And silicon is having the symbol Si, because both are having the letter, it is starting with the letter S. So the first letter S is written in capital and the second letter C and I is written in small letter. The first letter is always capital and the second letter is in lower case. See, magnesium, we have taken the symbol Mg. Manganese, Mn, because both are starting with M, so G and N is taken from here, from the name. Chlorine, it is Cl, because carbon is also having the formula C. Carbon is having the formula C. Calcium is having the formula Ca. Both are starting with C. So Cl and Ca. Beryllium, Be, bromine, Br. Okay. Some elements, the symbols are derived from the Latin name. This is the Latin name. Children, you have to learn all these things. These are very, very important. See, this is potassium. The element is potassium. But its Latin name is kalium. Kalium. So its symbol is K, taken from kalium. Iron, ferrum. The symbol is Fe. F and E both. Sodium, natrum, its symbol is Na from here. Now, copper is cuprum, symbol is Cu. Gold, aurum, symbol is Au. Mercury, hydrogenum, is symbol is Ag. Silver, argentum, symbol is Ag. Lead, plumbum, symbol is Pb. This all you have to learn, the Latin name and the symbol both. These are important. Now the symbol for the noble gases. We are having 6 noble gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Helium is represented by He, neon by Ne, argon by Ar, krypton, the symbol is Kr, xenon, the symbol is Xc and radon, Ra. So, all the elements are having a particular symbol and the elements are represented by symbol also. Historical perspective of atom. In 600 BC, Maharshi Kanad said that any matter is made up of small indivisible particles. He called them as Anu. After that, in 460 BC, Greek philosopher Democritus put forward the idea of his teacher Leucippus, which stated that matter are made up of tiny indivisible particles. He named them atomus. In Greek, atomus means indivisible. Now, in 1803, British scientist John Dalton proposed his theory, which is popularly known as Dalton's atomic theory. Very important, Dalton's atomic theory. According to this, all elements are made up of atom. he said that all elements are made up of atom. An atom of an element is the smallest particle that shows the properties of the element. Now this is very important. Structure of an atom. As I told you that we are having three fundamental particles or charged particles. When we are breaking an atom, we are getting three fundamental particles. These fundamental particles are known as electrons, protons and neutrons. So atom is made up of three fundamental particles. When we are breaking atom, we are getting three particles. As I told you, they are the charged particles. They are also known as the fundamental particles. These particles are electron, protons and neutrons. Now positively charged, very, very important, positively charged nucleus. There is a nucleus. This is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. Okay. Now nucleus resides at the center of the atom. Nucleus reside at the center of the atom. Suppose this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. This is nucleus. Let me write it. The nucleus resides at the center of the atom. And inside the nucleus, this nucleus comprises protons and neutrons. And they are held together. Protons are having positive charge. Electrons are having negative charge. And neutrons are having no charge. So inside the nucleus, see, protons and neutrons are present. That means the positive charge, you can see the positive charge, protons and neutrons with no charge, they are present in the nucleus. So nucleus comprises protons and neutrons. And the negatively charged electrons revolved around it. See, these are known as shell. These are known as shell or orbit. The electrons, that is the negatively charged particles, they are moving in just around the nucleus in shell. Okay, S-H-E-L-L, shell or orbit. Most of the mass of an atom is considered in the nucleus, as electrons have negligible mass. Electrons are having negligible mass, no mass. So the mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus because they are having the positive charge. As I told you, this is an atom. Now atom comprises of nucleus. Now nucleus is the center of atom. It is the home of proton and neutron and has a positive charge because of the presence of the proton. Because nucleus is containing proton plus neutron and neutron is having no charge. Neutron is having no charge. Proton is having positive charge. So nucleus is having positive charge. Now what is proton? It is denoted by P. Now it has a mass of 1. The proton has positive charge. Proton determines the atomic number. Now after this it will come the atomic number. Proton that determines the atomic number. How many number of protons are there? That is known as the atomic number of an atom. Found inside the nucleus. Proton found inside the nucleus. Now what is electron? Electron is denoted by E. Now electron has a negative charge and found outside the nucleus revolving in an orbit or shell. Neutrons, another part of atom is neutron, which is denoted by N. It has no charge, that is 0 charge. It has a mass of 1 and electron is having negligible mass. That I told you, electrons are having negligible mass. Now neutron having mass 1 and it is found inside the nucleus. From time to time, scientists have put forward various models for describing structure of atoms. Some of these are Thomson's plum pudding model, Rutherford's model, Bohr's model. We shall study these models in higher class. In the next slide, a broad schematic model of atom has been discussed. This is the electronic structure of an atom. See, this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus, as I told you. It is containing proton and neutron. This is known as nucleus. Now these are the orbit. Like this, the orbits are moving. Now in the orbit, the electrons are moving. They are also known as energy level. Now, how proton, neutron and electron are related? Number of protons is equals to number of electrons in an atom. How many number of protons are there? Number of electrons are also there, that many. That means how many numbers of positive charges are there? The same number of negative charges are there. Okay, number of protons is equal to atomic number. So what is very important? What is atomic number? Atomic number is the number of proton. And what is mass number? This is also very important. Mass number is the number of proton plus number of neutron. Number of neutron is equals to mass number minus atomic number. Okay. So this is very important. Atomic number is equals to number of proton and mass number is known as number of proton plus number of neutron. Now again in this slide, what is atomic number and atomic mass? Atomic mass or mass number is same. Okay. Now what is atomic number? The number of proton in an atom is known as the atomic number. Very, 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 very important. The number of proton, that means how many positive charges are there, is known as atomic number. What is atomic mass? Atomic mass is the number of protons and neutrons in an atom. The number of particles in the nucleus. That also you can say, because inside the nucleus only the neutrons and protons are present. So number of protons plus number of neutrons is known as atomic mass or mass number. And that is mass is equals to weight. So atomic mass is the weight of an atom, whose unit is given as AMU. AMU means atomic mass unit. Now in an atom, number of proton is equals to number of electron. Okay, so number of positive charge is equals to number of negative charge. So they are positive charge cancel the negative charge. Suppose I am having plus 5 positive charge, so I am having minus 5 negative charge. They cancel each other. So atom is neutral, electrically neutral. It is said that atom is electrically neutral, though these are having charges, positive and negative charge they are having, but atom is having no charge. Because protons and neutrons, they are equal and opposite in number, so they cancel each other. How to calculate the number of neutrons? How to calculate the number of neutrons? The atomic mass or the mass number minus atomic number. Atomic mass means it is having proton plus neutron, and atomic number is having only proton. So if you will subtract these two, then proton and proton gets cancelled, only neutron will remain. That is number of neutron. See how many neutron does helium have, whose atomic number is 2 and atomic mass is 4. So atomic mass is having what? Atomic mass is having proton plus neutron, and atomic number is having only proton. So 4 minus 2 is 2, which is the number of neutron. Am I clear? How many neutrons does lithium have? Atomic number of lithium is 3 and atomic mass of lithium is 7. So 7 minus 3, it is 4 neutron. I hope that you have understood the structure of atom with regards to its fundamental particles, that is electrons, protons and neutrons, how they are placed, what is atomic number, atomic mass, all these things are clear to you. Now, the elements with their symbol, atomic number and their atomic mass. The first 20 elements as per their atomic number is given in this table. Now here you can see 4 columns are given. First is element, second is symbol, third is atomic number and fourth is atomic mass. Now again this is element, symbol, atomic number and atomic mass. The first 20 elements are given starting from hydrogen 1, helium 2, see the third column and the first column. Hydrogen with atomic number 1, helium with atomic number 2, lithium with atomic number 3, beryllium with atomic number 4, boron with atomic number 5, carbon with atomic number 6, nitrogen 7, oxygen 8, fluorine 9 and neon 10. Now come to this side. Sodium 11, magnesium 12, aluminium 13, silicon 14, phosphorus 15, sulfur 16, chlorine 17, argon 18, potassium 19 and calcium 20. Now these are the atomic number of this particular element, and the second column are given this also, here also, here also. The second column is given the symbol of that element. This you know, the symbol also you know and the atomic number also you know. Now the problem is with the atomic mass. You have to remember atomic mass also. Now there is a simple trick for remembering the atomic mass. The children are facing problem of remembering that atomic mass. I am just giving you a trick. The element which is having atomic number, the even atomic number, the elements which are having the even atomic number, their mass number is just double the atomic number. And the elements which are having odd atomic number, their atomic mass just double the atomic number and add 1. I'm just showing you some example. Suppose I want to write helium. Now helium atomic number is 2. So it is an even number. So its mass number will be just double. It is 4. Mass number is 4. Now see one more. Suppose oxygen. Its atomic number is 8. Its mass number will be just double it because it is an even number. So it will be 16. Okay. Now take any other one. Take silicon. Now silicon having the atomic number 14, just double it. Its mass number is 28. Now see for the element which is having atomic number odd atomic number. Let us take boron. Boron is 5. It is the atomic number of boron is the odd number. Double it plus 1. So double it 10 plus 1 is 11. Just see the boron atomic mass is 11. Okay. Now take any other one. Take sodium. Sodium, its atomic number is 11. It's an odd number. Double it plus 1. So it is 22 plus 1. It is 23. Now there are some certain exception. Now hydrogen is a separate one. That hydrogen you have to remember. Hydrogen is atomic number also 1. Mass number is also 1. Atomic mass and mass number is same. Okay. Now, there are three exceptions. One is beryllium. Okay, I'm just writing it with another ink, with a green ink. Beryllium. It's having atomic number 4. So it is an even number. So its atomic mass, according to the rule I told you, it is not at all a rule, it is a trick. Just trick for remembering. Just 4, you have to double it, it should be 8, but it is 9. So this is one exception. Another exception is nitrogen. Nitrogen is an odd number. 7 is the odd number. So its atomic mass should be 14 plus 1. It should be 15, but see, it is only 14. So this is another exception. The third exception is argon. It is having atomic number 18. So it is an even number, so it should be 36, but its atomic mass is 40. So argon is one exception, nitrogen is another exception, and beryllium is one more exception. 3 exceptions are there. Now, C for the chlorine. Now, chlorine, 17 is the atomic number. So, 17 2 is a 34 plus 1, it should be 35. But we are writing it as 35.5. Actually, exact atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5. But 35 also, we are writing sometime. But if you'll write 35.5, it is better. The exact atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5. So this table is a very important table. You have to learn atomic number, atomic mass, symbol, all these things you have to learn. Now let us discuss about molecule. A molecule is the smallest unit consisting of a group of atoms, or they are particles of pure substance, that is element or compound having independent existence. So many things I said here. A molecule is the smallest unit consisting of a group of atoms. They are the particles of pure substance, maybe element or compound, and they are having independent existence. Two oxygen atoms combine to form an oxygen molecule. This is the oxygen atom, O plus O. Two oxygen atoms. If it will combine, it will give you O2. Now these are the atoms and this is the molecule. Okay. Now if I will write only O, nothing is there in front, so that means 1 is there. So I will say 1 atom of oxygen. Suppose I am writing 2O. It is 2 atoms of oxygen. But if I'll write O2, nothing is there in front, that means 1. So it is 1 molecule of oxygen. Suppose I am writing 2O2. This is 2 molecules of oxygen. Okay, so this is the difference between atoms and molecules. Now, in this 2O2, how many atoms of oxygen are present? In 2O2, 2 twos are 4. So, 4 atoms of oxygen are present in 2O2. Am I clear? So this is the difference between atom and molecules. Molecules are made by the combination of atoms. From there, which one is diatomic, triatomic, that I will tell you afterwards. See here, two atoms of oxygen combine to form an oxygen molecule. So this is one atom, this is another atom, and it is forming an oxygen molecule. Now, see the next one. One atom of hydrogen is mixing with another atom of chlorine, which is shown by blue and red color. So it is giving you a molecule of hydrogen chloride. So if I'll write HCl, this means, and nothing is there in front, so it is 1. Okay. So 1 we are not writing. If nothing is there, that means 1 is there. So that means you can say that 1 atom of hydrogen combines with 1 atom of chlorine to give 1 molecule of hydrogen chloride. Now it is hydrogen chloride, not hydrogen chlorine. This is hydrogen chloride. Am I clear? Now see here, 1 molecule of hydrogen. That means this is 1 molecule of hydrogen. Why I am calling it as 1 molecule? Because 2 hydrogen atoms are there. And now 2 hydrogen atoms is giving you 1 molecule. So you can say 1 molecule of hydrogen, or you can say 2 atoms of hydrogen. Okay. Combines, there is a plus sign. Okay. Combines with 1 atom of oxygen to form 1 molecule of water. Is it okay? In 1 molecule of water, 1 atom of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen and 2 atoms of hydrogen are present. In 1 molecule of water contains 1 atom of oxygen and 2 atoms of hydrogen. Am I clear? In place of 2 atoms of hydrogen, you can say 1 molecule of hydrogen also. Is it okay, children? Now from here, we will come to the concept of atomicity. What is atomicity? See the first point. Some elements may exist as independent atom. They can move alone. They are having their own existence as independent atom, such as noble gases, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Metals such as sodium, potassium, calcium, iron, copper, cobalt, nickel, zinc, all these, etc., they can move independently. However, some elements do not exist as independent atom. Okay? See the second point. The number of atoms present in a molecule of an element or compound is called atomicity. Children, you have to learn it. The number of atoms present in one molecule of an element. Please remember that the number of atoms present in one molecule of an element or a compound, like H2O is a compound, okay, but H2 is an element, okay. So the number of atoms present in one molecule or in one element of that molecule of one element, it is known as atomicity. According to the molecules, according to that, molecules are classified as monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic, and polyatomic. When the molecules are having only one atom, the molecule and the atom, they are same. They are monoatomic molecules have atomicity 1. That means these are helium, neon, sodium, calcium, iron, all these things. They are having their own existence. The molecule is also having one atom. So they are known as monoatomic. Diatomic, when the one molecule of that particular element is containing two atoms like H2, O2, Br2, Cl2, all are diatomic. This is one molecule, this is one molecule, this is one molecule. So one molecule containing two atoms. Triatomic molecule, typical example, ozone, O3. The name of this compound is ozone. Name of this element is ozone. It is triatomic. It is made up of 3 atoms of oxygen. Polyatomic molecule, they are having atomicity more than 3. Actually, up to 3 we are saying triatomic. You can say that more than 4. 4 is also having a typical name, tetraatomic. But 4 and more than 4 we are calling them as polyatomic. Like P4, phosphorus, S8, sulfur. That means one molecule of phosphorus containing 4 atoms. One molecule of sulfur containing 8 atoms. So they are known as polyatomic. I hope you have understood what is atomicity. Now a very important thing, radicals. Radical is a group of atoms that carries a charge and functions as a single unit. It is carrying a charge, but it is functioning as a single unit. That means we have to consider that as a single unit. I'm just giving you the example, it will be clear to you. These are also called polyatomic ions. Some examples are given below. Bromide. The formula of the radical is Br minus. Now it is only Br, that means that is the symbol of bromine. You can call it as iron also. Okay, the charge is minus. Fluoride. Similarly, the symbol is F and it is having 1 minus charge. So it is represented by F minus. Iodide. I minus. But come here, see, look at sulfate. Now sulfate is having SO4. Okay, group of atoms. Sulfur is there, oxygen. 4 oxygen atoms are there. Now here O4 means 4 oxygen atoms are there. It is not one molecule of oxygen. It is 4 oxygen atoms are there. But when we will take sulfate ion or sulfate radical, we will consider the whole thing. And above that, 2 minus charge is there. So we will consider this SO4 as a single unit. Okay, oxide, it is O2 minus, the charge is 2 minus. Carbonate, again you see CO3, carbon and oxygen. Altogether CO3 is 2 minus, altogether is 2 minus. They are known as radical. Comparison between atoms, molecules and radicals. See here, atoms, they are the smallest unit of which matter is made up of. Molecules, they are formed by the combination of 2 or more atoms of the same or different elements. Radicals, they are single atoms or a group of atoms that act as a single entity. Next point, they cannot exist independently except helium and some noble gases and some metals also. It's not written here, some metal also. Metals also, you can say metals also. Molecules, they can exist independently. Radical, they cannot exist independently. Okay. Next, third point, they do not carry any charge. Molecules, they do not carry charge, and radicals, they carry a unit charge. Next, example, atoms of hydrogen is represented as H. Molecules of hydrogen represented as H2. And hydroxide ion, this is an ion represented as OH minus. Now this is the end of lecture 1. In the next lecture, we shall discuss about valency, formula writing and periodic table.